everyone. Have you ever asked ChatGPT or any AI tool a question and gotten a completely useless answer? Then someone else asks the same question differently and gets an amazing result. The difference isn't the AI, it's how you ask the question. Today I'm going to show you 15 plus proven frameworks that will completely transform how you interact with AI. Whether you are writing content, building business strategies, or creating technical documentation, these frameworks will help you get consistently better results. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which framework to use for any task, and you will be able to craft prompts like a professional prompt engineer. So let's dive in. So, what exactly is prompt engineering? Think of it as learning to speak the AI's language. It is the art and science of crafting instructions that get AI models to produce exactly what you need. Here's the thing, AI models like ChatGPT, Claude, or Gemini are incredibly powerful, but they're only as good as the instructions you give them. It's like having the world's best chef in your kitchen, but if you say, make me food, you might get anything. But if you say, I want a Mediterranean style grilled chicken with lemon herbs for dinner, serves for under 500 calories, now you are going to get exactly what you want. Prompt engineering is that precision. And the best part, it's completely learnable. You don't need to be technical or have any coding background. You just need to understand some frameworks, which we are covering today. These frameworks turn vague requests into precise instructions that consistently deliver high quality results. Whether you are a content creator, business professional, student, or developer, this skill will multiply your productivity. Now you might be wondering, why do I need frameworks? Can't I just ask AI whatever I want? Sure, you can, but here's what happens. Without frameworks, you're basically guessing. You ask a question, get an okay answer, and then spend 15 minutes refining it, asking follow ups, clarifying what you meant. It's inefficient and frustrating. But with frameworks, you get consistent, high quality results on the first or second try. Think about it. Frameworks give you a repeatable process. Once you learn them, you can apply them to hundreds of different tasks. On the left, we have the struggle without frameworks, inconsistent results, trial and error, wasted time going back and forth with the AI. On the right, with frameworks, you get predictable quality every single time, faster interactions because you know what to include, and professional grade outputs that you can use immediately. It's a difference between being an amateur and a professional. Professionals use systems and frameworks. That's what we are learning today. Before we dive into specific frameworks, let me give you the roadmap. We are going to cover frameworks across three skill levels. If you are just starting out, we have beginner frameworks like APE, RTF, TAG, and CLEAR. These are super simple, usually just 3 to 4 components. You can start using these today and see immediate improvement. For those who want more control and are working on business or professional projects, we have intermediate frameworks. These include RGC, RACE, ROSES, COAST, CARE, and RISE. These have 4 to 5 components and give you much more precision. And for advanced users tackling complex technical work, research, or detailed analysis, we have frameworks like Trace and Scope. These are comprehensive and give you the highest level of control. Here's the good news. You don't need to learn all of them. I'm going to show you when to use each one, and you can pick 2 or 3 that fit your most common tasks. Master those and you're golden. Let's start with the beginner frameworks and work our way up. Let's start with the absolute easiest framework, APE. This stands for action, purpose, and expectation. Just 3 simple components. Action. What do you want the AI to do? Write, analyze, create, summarize. Use a clear action verb. Purpose. Why do you need this? This gives the AI context about your goals so it can tailor the response appropriately. Expectation. What should the final output look like? This is where you specify format, length, tone, and structure. Here's a real example. Action. Write a blog post about sustainable living. Purpose. To educate readers on eco-friendly practices. Expectation. 800-word article with actionable tips, conversational tone, include 5 specific habits people can adopt. See how clear that is? The AI knows exactly what to do, why it matters, and what you're expecting. You'll get a much better result than just saying, write about sustainable living. Ape is perfect for content creation, general tasks, and it's beginner friendly. If you are just starting out, master this one first. It handles about 80% of everyday tasks beautifully. I still use this framework regularly because it's so fast and effective. Next up is RTF, Role Task Format. This is another beginner framework that's incredibly popular. The key difference here is that you start by defining a role for the AI. This is powerful because it activates the AI's knowledge in that specific domain. When you say you are a productivity expert, the AI responds drawing from all its knowledge about productivity, best practices, and common challenges. Then you give it a specific task. What exactly should it do? Be clear and specific here. Finally, format. How should the output be structured? A list, a paragraph, a table, bullet points. This ensures you get exactly the format you need. Example, role. You are a productivity expert. Task. Provide 5 practical tips to improve focus at work. Format. Numbered list with brief explanations for each tip. What you'll get is a well-structured numbered list drawing from productivity best practices. The role primes the AI to think like an expert, the task is crystal clear, and the format ensures you can use it immediately. RTF is perfect for quick tasks when you want expertise applied. Many custom GPTs use this framework because it's so reliable and fast. Now we are moving into intermediate territory with the RGC framework. This is probably the most popular and versatile framework out there. Once you master this, you can handle the vast majority of professional tasks. RGC stands for role, goal, context, and constraints. Sometimes you'll see it as role, result, goal, context, constraints. Slightly different variations, but the same principle. Role. Just like before, define the AI's expertise. You are a business strategy consultant. You are a recruitment expert. Whatever fits your needs. Goal. What's the end purpose? What do you want to achieve? This is about the why behind your request. Context. This is crucial. Provide background information. Who's your audience? What is the situation? What details does the AI need to give you a tailored response? The more relevant context, the better the output. Constraints. Define the boundaries. Word count, tone, professional, casual, or technical format, things to avoid, guidelines to follow. This prevents the AI from going off track. For example, you are a business coach. Goal. Help my client increase sales by 25% next quarter. Context. Small business selling handmade products, online audience, limited marketing budget. Constraints. Create a 4-step action plan, practical and easy to implement, under 500 words. See how comprehensive that is? RGC gives you incredible control while remaining flexible. Use this for business strategies, marketing content, educational materials, and most professional tasks. This is your workhorse framework, and by the way, I use it every day. Let me show you a real RGC prompt in action. This is for recruiting, but notice how the framework works. Role. You are an expert recruitment consultant with 20 years of experience. This immediately sets the expertise level and perspective. The next line combines the result and goal. Create 5 email templates, the result, To drive more qualified applicants, the goal. You are telling the AI both what to create and why it matters. Context. For a tech startup hiring software engineers, targeting passive candidates on LinkedIn. Now the AI understands your audience, your industry, and the situation. This is key for tailoring the tone and content. Constraints. Each email 150 to 200 words, professional yet friendly tone. Include clear call to action. These boundaries ensure the AI stays on track and gives you exactly what you need. With this prompt, you will get 5 well-crafted recruitment emails that are ready to use. Compare this to just saying write recruiting emails. Well, you'd get generic, probably too long and not targeted to your specific situation. This is the power of RGC. Clear structure, comprehensive detail, and outstanding results. Practice this framework and you'll see your AI outputs improve dramatically. RACE. RACE is your go-to framework for professional business work. This is intermediate level and requires some domain knowledge, but it produces exceptional outputs. RACE. Role, action, context, expectations. Role. Define the expert persona. Business analyst, financial advisor, marketing strategist, whatever expertise you need. Action. Be very specific about what task you want performed. Analyze this data, create a strategic plan, evaluate these options. Context. Provide the background. What's the situation? What industry? What's the current state? What challenges exist? This contextual richness leads to much more relevant outputs. Expectations. This is where you detail exactly what the output should look like. Format, length, key points to cover, tone, structure. Example, role. You are a senior data analyst with e-commerce expertise. Action. Analyze this quarterly sales data and identify trends. Context. Our company sells consumer electronics online. This is Q3 2025 data. Expectations. Provide a two-page report with visualizations, key insights, and actionable recommendations. RACE is perfect for business analysis, expert consultation, professional reports, and strategic planning. When you need professional grade outputs that you'll present to stakeholders or clients, RACE delivers. ROSES. ROSES is fantastic for creative and marketing work. This framework gives you precise style control and brand consistency, which is exactly what you need for marketing campaigns and creative projects. ROSES: role, objective, scenario, expected solutions, and sometimes steps. Role: define the creative persona, content strategist, brand manager, copywriter. Objective: what should the AI achieve? Not just what to create, but what impact it should have. Launch a successful campaign, build brand awareness, drive engagement. Scenario: paint the picture. What is the specific situation? Who's your audience? What's happening in your market? What is the opportunity? Expected solution: describe the type of outcome you're looking for. Not just create a campaign, but a strategic plan with messaging themes, content concepts, and channel recommendations. Example, role, content strategist for a tech startup. Objective, develop a social media campaign for our new AI app launch. Scenario, targeting professionals aged 25 to 40 who struggle with productivity. Expected solution, strategic plan with campaign concepts, messaging, posting schedule, and success metrics. Roses excels at marketing content, creative writing, brand consistent materials, and multi-phase strategies. If you are in marketing or creative fields, this framework will become one of your favorites. Trace. Now we are getting into advanced territory. Trace is designed for complex analytical work, technical documentation, and research. This framework has built-in quality control mechanisms. Trace, task, requirements, audience, context, examples, or evaluation. Task, Define the specific challenge very precisely using active verbs. Create technical documentation. Design system architecture. Conduct comprehensive research. Requirements. List all specific needs, constraints, technical specifications. Be exhaustive here. What must be included? What standards must be met? What format is required? Audience. Who will use this? What's their expertise level? This is critical for technical content. Are you writing for beginners or experts? This determines the depth and the jargon level. Context. Background circumstances. Why this is needed, what systems or processes it fits into. Examples. Include a prototype or reference of what you're looking for, similar to Stripe API documentation or like this research paper format. Real example. Here's a real example with task. Create technical documentation for our REST API. Requirements must include authentication methods, endpoint details, request or response examples, error codes, format in Markdown. Audience, intermediate developers integrating our API. Context, new API launch for payment processing. Examples, similar to Stripe API documentation style. Trace is perfect for research reports, technical documentation, comprehensive analysis, code reviews, system design, and product specifications. When precision and completeness are critical, use Trace. Before we continue, I want to share a powerful technique that you can add to any framework. Chain of thought prompting. This is a game changer for complex problems. The concept is simple. You ask the AI to break down its thinking step by step, mimicking how humans solve complex problems. And the magic phrase is, let's think step by step. Let's think step by step. That's it. Just add the phrase to your prompt and the AI will show you its reasoning process as it works through the problem. This has three massive benefits. First, it prevents hallucination. When AI has to explain its reasoning, it's less likely to make things up or jump to conclusions. Second, you can see the reasoning process. If something is wrong, you can identify where the logic broke down and refine your prompt. Third, it dramatically improves accuracy on multi-step reasoning tasks. Studies show that chain of thought prompting significantly boosts performance on complex problems. Example, calculate the ROI for our marketing campaign if we spent $50,000 and generated $200,000 in revenue, considering a 30% profit margin. Let's think step by step. The AI will now break this down. Step 1, calculate revenue. Step 2, apply profit margin. Step 3, subtract costs. Step 4, calculate ROI percentage. You get the right answer and understand how it got there. Use chain of thought for mathematical problems, complex analytical tasks, problem solving that requires logical reasoning and debugging. It works with any framework. Just add the phrase. Let me quickly introduce four more powerful frameworks. You don't need to master all of these, but it's good to know they exist for specific situations. COAST, context, objective, actions, scenario, and task. This is comprehensive and perfect for communications and presentations. Use it when you need highly contextualized, audience-focused prompts with specific tone and style. CARE, context, action, result, example. This one's great for project planning and actionable outputs. You provide context, specify the action, articulate the desired result, and offer a concrete example. Simple but effective. RISE, role, input, steps, expectation. Excellent for strategic planning and step-by-step guidance. You define the role, provide input data, outline the action sequence, and describe the expected outcome. Works beautifully for research analysis and educational content. Okay, so we have covered a lot of frameworks. You might be thinking, which one should I actually use? Let me break this down by use case. If you are a beginner or just want something simple that works, start with APE or RTF. Master one of these first. They are fast, effective, and handle the majority of everyday tasks. APE is slightly simpler. Sorry. RTF gives you more control through role definition. If you are a business professional working on strategies, reports, or analysis, master RGC or RACE. RGC is your versatile workhorse. Use it for 70% of your business tasks. RACE is when you need professional grade analysis and reports. Between these two, you can handle almost any business scenario. For creative professionals, marketers, and content creators, Roses and Care are your best friends. Roses gives you that creative control with brand consistency. Care ensures that you get actionable, practical outputs. Both excel at marketing campaigns and creative projects. For technical work, research, or complex documentation, go with Trace or Scope. These are advanced but worth learning if you work in technical fields. The level of detail and precision they provide is unmatched. Here's my recommendation. Pick two frameworks that fit your most common work, master those, get really good at them, then gradually learn one or two more as your needs expand. You don't need to know all 15 frameworks. You need to be excellent at the two or three that matter for your work. Let me share the universal best practices that apply to all frameworks. These are the principles that separate good prompts from great prompts. Do. Be specific and detailed. Vague prompts get vague results. Instead of write about marketing, say write 1,000-word article about email marketing strategies for e-commerce businesses, focusing on abandoned cart campaigns with three real examples. Do. Define your audience clearly. For beginners versus for experts will give you dramatically different outputs. Always specify who will read or use this. Do. Specify format and length. Tell the AI exactly how you want the output structured. List, paragraph, table, 500 words, 2 pages. Be explicit. Do. Provide examples when possible. Reference styles, formats, or similar work. Like this article or similar to this format gives the AI a concrete target. Now the don'ts. Don't use vague language. Words like good, interesting, nice, these are subjective and unclear. Use precise descriptions. Don't skip context. Background information is gold. The more relevant context you provide, the more tailored the response. Don't forget to specify output format. If you don't tell the AI how to structure the response, it will guess and you might need to ask again. Don't overcomplicate simple things. If you just need a quick answer, use APE or RTF. Save the complex frameworks for complex tasks. Match the tool to the job. Follow these principles and your prompts will consistently deliver high quality results. Let me show you the dramatic difference between a vague prompt and a properly structured framework prompt. This is a real comparison. Vague prompt. Write about digital marketing. What would you get? Probably a generic surface level overview, maybe 300 to 400 words. Broad topics, nothing actionable, not tailored to any specific audience or business type. You'd spend another 20 minutes refining this. Now, with the same request using the RGC framework, you are a digital marketing consultant. Create a comprehensive guide on email marketing for small e commerce businesses. Goal: help businesses increase repeat purchases. Context: targeting store owners with limited marketing budget and basic marketing knowledge. Constraints: 1,500 words, beginner friendly language, include 5 specific actionable strategies with examples. Look at how specific this is. The AI knows it's a consultant, knows the exact topic, email marketing, not just digital marketing, knows the audience, small e commerce, limited budget, knows the goal, repeat purchases, and knows the exact output format. 1,500 words, beginner friendly, 5 strategies. The result? You'll get a comprehensive practical guide that your target audience can implement immediately. It will be exactly 1500 words. Well, in practice, you don't get exactly 1500 words. Written at the right level with five concrete strategies explained clearly. You may have to multi-shot it and provide additional prompts if the word count is not appropriate. That's by example. This is the power of frameworks. First try, professional result, no back and forth, no refinement needed. Just good usable content. In practice, we have to give a few more prompts to get the right word count, the right density, and all that. Anyway, I encourage you to try this yourself. Take something you recently asked AI and rewrite it using one of these frameworks. You'll be amazed at the difference. All right, you learned a ton today, but learning without action doesn't create results. So let me give you a simple action plan to start using these frameworks immediately. Step 1. Pick one beginner framework. I recommend starting with APE because it's the simplest. But if you like having role definition, start with RTF. Just pick one. Don't try to learn multiple frameworks at once. Practice with 5 to 10 different prompts. Take various tasks you need to do. Write an email, create a blog outline, summarize an article, generate ideas, and use your chosen framework for each one. This builds muscle memory. You'll start internalizing the structure. Once you are comfortable with the beginner framework, learn one intermediate framework. I strongly recommend RGC because it's the most versatile. It will become your workhorse for 70% of tasks. Spend a week using RGC for everything. Step 4. Start applying these to your actual work tasks. This is where the real value will come. Stop using vague prompts. Use frameworks for your real work. Content creation, business planning, research, whatever you do, apply the frameworks. The key is consistent practice. These frameworks are simple individually, but mastery comes from repetition. After 2 to 3 weeks of consistent use, this will become second nature. You will instinctively structure your prompts properly. Key takeaways. Let's wrap up with the key takeaways from today's deep dive into AI prompt frameworks. First, frameworks transform vague questions into precise instructions. This is a fundamental insight. The AI is powerful, but it needs clear direction. Frameworks give you that structure to communicate effectively with AI. Second, start simple. Grow complex as your needs evolve. Don't jump straight into trace if you're just getting started. Begin with APE or RTF. Build confidence and then move to intermediate frameworks like RGC. Let your skill grow naturally. Third, you don't need to master all 15 plus frameworks. Master 2 to 3 frameworks that fit your specific work. If you are a content creator, master APE and ROSES. If you are in business, master RGC and RACE. Focus on depth, not breadth. Fourth, remember the chain of thought technique. For any complex problem, especially math, logic, or multi-step reasoning, let's just add, let's think step by step to your prompt. This simple phrase dramatically improves accuracy. The bottom line, prompt engineering is a learnable skill that multiplies your productivity. It's not magic, it's not complicated, it's just structured thinking applied to AI interactions. And now you have the frameworks to do it professionally. Before we finish, let me point you to some excellent resources for continued learning. First, promptingguide.ai is probably the most comprehensive free resource on prompt engineering. They cover all the major frameworks, techniques, and have tons of examples. Bookmark this site. Second, aipromptsx.com has detailed breakdowns of 20 plus frameworks with real examples for each. Great for reference when you're trying to figure out which framework to use for a specific task. Third, the official documentation from OpenAI and Google Cloud has excellent prompt engineering guides. These are written by the people who built the AI models, so they have deep insights into what works best. But honestly, the best resource is practice with real projects. Take the work you are already doing and apply these frameworks. That real world practice is worth more than reading 100 articles. You'll learn what works for your specific use cases. You'll develop intuition for which framework to use when, and you'll get better results in your actual work. I also recommend keeping a prompt library. Save your best prompts. I do that. When you craft a prompt that gives you great results, save it. Build your own collection. You'll end up with a personal toolkit of proven prompts that you can reuse and adapt. Some some platforms, AI platforms like Perplexity and all, allow you to save prompts. Merlin allows you to save prompts, and Open Web UI, which is an open source tool where you can connect different AI models, so many AI models together, and you can chat with any particular AI model by selecting it from the top. So that is open source tool that you have to host on your own server, but it is very powerful. It can even search the web, do thinking, everything. Thank you. All right, we have covered a lot today. We explored 15 plus powerful AI prompt engineering frameworks from beginner friendly APE and RTF through versatile intermediate frameworks like RGC, RACE, and ROSES, all the way to advanced frameworks like Trace for complex technical work. You learned why frameworks matter. They turn inconsistent trial and error prompting into a professional, repeatable skill. You saw real examples comparing vague prompts to structured framework prompts, and you got a clear action plan to start applying these frameworks immediately. Here's what I want you to do right now. Pick one framework from today's video. Open ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, whatever AI tool you use, and craft one prompt using that framework. Do it right now while the knowledge is fresh. Apply it to something you actually need to get done. I guarantee you will see better results immediately. Definitely. And as you practice over the next few weeks, you'll wonder how you ever used AI without frameworks. If you found this video helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. I create in-depth content on AI productivity, automation, and digital marketing. Drop a comment below telling me which framework you're going to try first. I read every comment and would love to hear from you. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell button for more notifications from me. Thank you.